welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you for all my subscribers. I want to really thank everyone that has subscribed so far, and I want to thank my new subscribers. Thank you for joining my YouTube channels, for the comments, for the support, for the likes, for the love, for those that even shared. I really appreciate you. And today we have an amazing conversation to talk about. It's based on relationship, but before I head straight to the topic, we have Miss Deborah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored to be here. So my name is Ayotunde Deborah Adeosun, and I'm a private matchmaker and also a distance relationship coach.
There we have it from our guest. Now we're heading straight to the business, and our topic for today is matchmaking ideal in today's world? Is matchmaking ideal in today's world? I mean, matchmaking has been an historical way of bringing two individuals together, bringing relationship, building relationship, family union. I mean, bringing two families together to have something in common in love, share ideas. I mean, build a family. So now I'm going straight to our guest, asking her, what is matchmaking?
Matchmaking is helping people find a compatible partner, the right person for them, based on their goals, values, and personalities. So some people will like to be with someone that has a particular goal, but they can't find that person, and they just keep doing try and error. Okay, let me try dating this person, let me try knowing this person to see if he or she has this traits or value or goals. So at the end of the day, people end up wasting time when they try to do try and error, try to check and see if this person, if we're compatible, or this person has the same goals, or this person has the same value or personalities. So at the end of the day, most times people waste time, like I've said earlier on. Being a matchmaker, I've been able to help so many people find their partners, and that's where matchmaking comes into play. Is to help people, to save them time and stress of just doing try and error, on and off, and at the end of the day not finding the right partner for them.
Thank you very much for this amazing response. Now that leads to my next question. Who needs to be matchmaked and why?
Okay, so people that need to be matchmade are young professionals that don't have the time to date, that don't have the time to really go out. People that are intentional about what they want, they know what they want, they know who they want. So people like that really need, a matchmaker service. So people that are intentional and know what they want, but they just don't have the luxury of time, to meet as much people as they can. Those set of people really need matchmakers like myself. Most times when young professionals that are so busy, knowing that social media has already taken over the whole media space now, most people find partners online. So for young professionals that are busy and don't even have time to go online, it's safer to come to a matchmaker because it eases you off the stress of doing try and error, like I said earlier, and it also help you streamline. Like matchmakers know where to find who, and they know what you're looking for, so it's easier for them to help you find your potential partners. And I mean, usually it's always successful.
From your answer now, you said young professional people that they don't have time to meet people outside social circle. They don't have that time. They need to be matchmade. So how can they successfully know that this person is right for them? When I say this person is right for them, you are matchmaking someone, yet we are not talking marriage yet. You just want to know that person.
Yeah, getting to know each other.
You give them that services. You know a bit of me, say example me, and you know a bit of that person. How would you be so sure that would work for the start of, let's say, that relationship?
Usually, matchmakers do a lot of job. We do a lot of job at the background. So take for example, for my matchmaking services, I conduct interviews for individuals separately, and I, look at the compatibility. I look at the goals, the values. Some people are just looking for people with good family values. Some people are looking for people with the same, mindset. Some people are looking for professionals like themselves. So it depends on what the client is looking for. So we try as much as possible to make sure that whatever it is they are looking for, or whatever it is they want in their partner, is exactly what we try to find for them.
So now there are some people that want you to matchmake them and they want to settle down instantly. They want to settle down. They are being matchmade to settle down. So now would you say, the question is, how has matchmaking shaping the marital institution?
Matchmaking is a really good medium, for people that are intentional, people that really, people that really want to go into relationship long term, because the end goal is to, be with your partner, be married, settle down, and that's the end goal of, wanting to be in a relationship, creating family, like you said just now. So matchmaking has successfully helped marriages, because now, take for example, people have matched over time, they have, preferences. So when you have a preference, I have a preference, and we are able to, come together and manage our values, our responsibilities, and everything we have in common, is easier for us to get along, and it's easier for us to want to be together at the end of the day. And not all matchmaking end up well, but to an extent, to a greater extent, matchmaking has been so helpful in bringing people together to start a family. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to say it's the safest route, because when you're okay, let me give you insights and examples. If you're single, you're searching, you only know your intentions, you don't know your partner's intentions. So in the case of matchmaking, it's an intentional thing. I'm not saying people don't lie, right? But for you to pay, an amount of money for someone to search for a partner for you, and it doesn't come easy. It's not like you pay a matchmaker today and the next day you found your partner. It's not that easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes talks and and a lot of things behind the scene before we find partners for people. Now, if you're single and you're looking for someone, and you're not using a matchmaker's service, right? And you're just finding and finding. For a man, it's actually easy, because a man would definitely come search, because of our tradition and culture as Africans. And when a woman goes to search, like maybe sees a guy she likes and try to introduce herself and all, it seemed to be like a taboo, like you don't do that, or you're not going to be taken serious by the man and all that. So for the lady, it's kind of not okay. But for the guy, it's okay. You understand? So at the end of the day, it's safe for the guy, not safe for the lady, because the guy is the one that goes hunting for the lady. So in terms of matchmaking, it's usually better and saves you time, emotional stress, when you go to a matchmaker and have them help you find your partner. For a lady, it's very good. For a guy, it's very good. It's safe, because as a guy, you're going to search. As a lady, you can't search like you want. You only accept whoever comes your way, and by doing that, you're trying to get to meet multiple people, trying to over the years, and before you know it, time has gone. So instead of doing that, why not just hire a private matchmaker like myself, because we do background checks. We go as far as to know who this person is really, a lot of people pay me to do background checks. I have a company, a background check company, security company that I work with. You know, they do background checks on these people, yes. You know, just to know the basic things about them. And at the end of the day, we do interviews, physical interviews sometimes, we do virtual interviews sometimes, depending on what the client wants.
Okay.
And
Sorry to cut
Okay.
you. Now you're saying depending what the client wants.
yeah,
You know those days our families when they do matchmaking, those historical times when they bring two people together to want them to form a bond of family and love. They look at family values. They look at any headline issues and the rest. So now you say people pay. Does that covers looking out for if there's any family history of health issue or any family history of criminal records or anything, just anything that might jeopardize the future with that person?
yes, to an extent.
Okay.
That's why we have different packages when it comes to private matchmaking.
Mm.
So to an extent, there was a case where we had to go to the hometown of the man because this lady met a man abroad. They both met abroad, and you know she's not convinced enough, like because her parents are like, this person, you don't know this person, and you just because you met in here because the one had to be with someone that was in Nigeria, but she wanted that person, that they like went to school together abroad. So we went as far back as going to Ondo States, going to the hometown to do like a proper research. I'm talking about people staying around, to get quality, vital, deep information about this particular person, So to an extent, we do our best to find whatever it is you want to find out. We do our best to get it out.
My question would be, for somebody that paid a matchmaker, what should be their expectation from being matched? What should be their expectation? What should they be expecting in the end goal of everything?
Intentions matters a lot.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, intentions matters a lot. So everybody that comes to a matchmaker should expect that whatever it is they are out searching for or looking for, they should expect that they're going to find potential partners. Take for example, my matchmaking services. I have list and list of people. So whenever someone comes to me, a client comes and say, "Oh, I want a match," I have list of people that are subscribed. So I try to find out who matches, this person. And funny enough, sometimes you find out that, this person's value goals and, whatever they want, they have several people. But now it doesn't mean that they're going to, go along with all these people because height matters, weight matters, physical appearance, religion, attitude, and all of that. It matters. So, and also educational background matters. A lot of things are involved. So all these attributes matters a lot. So at the end of the day, that's how we kind of make sure that they find their partner.
How far can a matchmaker go in finding out information about a person?
A matchmaker can go as far as their expertise, but it now depends on the client. You must be willing, to follow through the process. You must be willing to let us, as much as we like to respect your boundaries, you must be willing to, help us also. If you really want to get like the right answers, you must be ready to help us through the process. Like be willing to give us vital information and be willing to go ahead to follow the due process because we go as far as digging deep. Like I said earlier, I was saying something about going as far as going to Ondo, sending our delegates to Ondo to do research on someone's family, and at the end of the day, it all boils down to the fact that be sincere. When you're sincere with yourself and your partner is sincere with you, it makes it all easy. It makes it all easy for a matchmaker. But then, most times people cannot afford, or let me not say they cannot afford, people don't want to pay. I don't want to say they cannot afford to pay, but most time people feel like, oh, it's expensive. Why not just take that expensive route and just avoid certain mistakes, for us to really work, do the findings, and help you find the right match for you.
I want to ask an important question. People would love to be matched make. To be honest, I would love to be matched make. Let me speak for myself, especially knowing that I'm busy. Like you said, professionals that are busy and the rest. I'm not saying we cannot meet people randomly, but if I want to go through that route. But sometimes we're usually scared. We don't want to, one, waste our money, our time, and the rest. Not as if we are in a haste, but at the same time, we feel, let me speak for myself, I feel I can meet somebody and I said, why do I need to pay a professional to arrange someone for me? A lot of people use the word arrange someone for me. So why do you think a lot of people think that way? I know you don't know what's in our mind, but as a professional, I believe you might have met some client that are a bit skeptic. So why do you think you feel that way?
Making has been in existence from time being, from the days of our forefathers, and it was free. But because of the dynamics, and the way dating has evolved in recent time, people underrate the power of a matchmaker, and they underrate the power of meeting someone through a matchmaker. They are going to feel that way because people think, oh, I can meet someone randomly, but it's expensive. Let me not say expensive. I don't mean expensive in terms of monetary value now. Is costly and time wasting. So many years trying to meet one person, you date them for getting to know them for about a year. I've seen people in relationships 2-3 years, and at the end of the day, they're not together. They find out that they're not compatible. So why not save yourself the stress and just hire a private matchmaker like myself, and let's do justice and help you find your partner.
So it's much safer. That's the go-to word I will go with. It's much safer. So those of you that are jumping from dating apps to dating apps, why not hire a matchmaker to actually hold someone accountable?
Yes.
So now that leads me to my next question. And thank you so much. You've been doing fantastically well so far. Thank you. So my question is, how can the community ensure a safe matchmaking? Community, I'm talking about not just the matchmaker, I'm talking about the family, I'm talking about friends, I'm talking about neighbors. The matchmaker can do the best they can do, but sometimes you might be with somebody, but close relatives, neighbors can say one or two things about that person. So how can the community ensure it's safe matchmaking?
Okay, so family is very, very important. Family is a very important unit in a community. Now, how can the community help in the safe matchmaking? By bringing up our kids well, by telling them the truth about relationships, by letting them understand what it takes to be a good man, to be a good woman, to be genuine, to be truthful, trustworthy, and intentional. Because if you look at it now, there are so many men out there that would lie to get into the life of young girls. There are so many women out there that would lie just to be with a man. So the family is, a unit that is playing a key role, that is supposed to play a key role. Bring up these individuals well, train them up well, give them the right values, let them understand that you do not joke with people's hearts, you do not toy with people. Once you know you're not serious, you're not serious. Just let people know your intentions. So I think that's the best way the society can help the matchmaking process, because if I'm to matchmake two people now and one person is lying about the whole thing, and we get to do a background check and find out that, oh, this person is lying, maybe he has 3 kids already and is claiming to be single, never have a child before, in a situation like that, it's going to jeopardize the whole thing, because as a private matchmaker, if I do not do my job diligently and well and do not find out that this person is married with kids and comes lying in their profile that they are single, never married, never had any child, and all that. If I don't do my job diligently to go as far as knowing that aspect of them, it's going to jeopardize the reason and the essence of my matchmaking service. So the family has a lot of role to play in bringing up young boys and girls and letting them know, you need to be truthful, be honest, be intentional when it comes to dating. And I'm going to say that the community has failed a lot of people, because a lot of people do not know. They just go out there and just meet people. They don't have an idea what is happening, because they don't tell at home. They don't tell them what it takes. They don't even show them what it takes to be loved. A lot of women don't even know how to be loved. A lot of men don't know how to love as well. So I feel like the community has a whole lot of role to play in matchmaking.
Thank you very much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I want to ask a very interesting question. When a young adult hears about matchmaking, they feel it's something like they're trying to arrange me with someone to get married. I get that a lot.
Yes.
They want to push me to marry somebody. So what's the difference between matchmaking and arranging someone to be married? So what's the difference? To enlighten people, because sometimes parents say, I want to matchmake you. They are not really matchmaking you. Some are even doing arrange. They've already agreed that they will get married. They are just using matchmaking at these guys. While some are actually doing matchmaking, but they also want to give you the flexibility to also choose. So now, what's the difference between matchmaking and arranging someone to marry someone they don't know, they don't love, they don't have feelings for, but they are making them to agree to their terms? So what's the difference? Please enlighten us.
In matchmaking, consent is something that is key. So if I'm going to matchmake someone now, it means they've come to me to ask or subscribe for my service. Now, in the case of parents trying to, what's the word you used just now? Trying to arrange, in that aspect, usually they don't look at the core values. They don't look at the basic things or in-depth things that their daughter or son wants, in a partner. They just do it based on, oh, maybe she's from a rich family. Oh, that family, they are very humble, they are kind. Oh, they are good Christians. Oh, she's my daughter's friend, and all that. So it's without consent, and I don't think it's nice. I mean, some work out eventually, but then I think consent is something that should be considered when trying to arrange for someone to meet their person, because as a private matchmaker, we take that into consideration a lot. Consent is key when it comes to matchmaking, because you cannot match someone with who they don't want to be with. You cannot match someone with maybe opposite values. You cannot match someone with, maybe, take for example, I had a client. She's 66 years old. She's African American, and she wants a Nigerian man who is, within the age range, 60, thereabouts. But we found someone, and this person doesn't have height preference, because she's about 6'7", and this person she likes so much from the interviews was 5'6", thereabouts. So you see, without her consent, if I didn't ask about the age, or about the height, and she didn't specify a certain height, without her consent, and I just try to match make them, and she comes over to Nigeria, sees him, and like, oh, I don't like his eye, So consent is key. You need to, because while we did the interview, you need to see the height, and as Nigerians, most of us, we don't know our height. We just put in any figure. Immediately I saw him, I told him, I don't think, this height will fly, but he's like, please, just let me try and all that. But eventually she personally asked to speak with him again and all that, and they tried to see if the height could be something, but at the end of the day, I had to be truthful to her and let her know your way to, and is below your preference. So consent is something that is key, whenever you're trying to matchmake someone. And also, aside from heights, religion, a lot of things have to be put into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this amazing response so far. You've been doing fantastically well. But this, thank you. This leads me to my next question. With all the answers and the information you've been given so far concerning matchmaking, I want to ask, for a mature adult single that is looking at settling down and they want to hire a matchmaking coach or a specialist, what should be their expectation? How should they prepare their mind? Because this thing is a two-way thing. It might work, it might not work. So what would you advise that we should consider? How should we prepare ourselves? Because we want this thing so bad, but we are bringing someone to do that for us. We are still not sure if the person will do a fantastic job for us, but we are just hopeful. So is hopefulness enough? What should we do? Do you understand what I mean? Please just let us know, because there are a lot of adult singles that wants to meet their person. A lot of people, they are not happy. I'm not saying they are sad either, but they did not plan to wait this long. Now they are at that stage of their life, and okay, they say, okay, I've been making mistakes. Okay, let me even get someone that can do this job for me. I cannot do it for myself, but I'm busy for now. What should be our expectations?
For single adults that are aiming to find their partner through a private matchmaker, I'm going to advise them to be patient, to keep an open mind, and not be in a rush to be with someone. Don't be in a rush. Keep an open mind, because sometimes you find matches that you feel like, oh, this is the one. This is the one. As long as you're true to yourself, if you find a red flag or things you cannot control or deal with, it's better you let your matchmaker know that, okay, so this and this is what is going on and what have you. But just keep an open mind and be intentional and be true to yourself. So you cannot tell an adult what they should want, So as much as people have diverse wants in a partner, we try as much as possible to make sure we find them whoever matches their expectations and what they want. Now, for people that are picky, they have to be extra patient because it takes a lot to find a partner. It takes a lot to find a match, a perfect match. Usually, most times, out of 100%, you might find a match that's about 60%, 70%. That's still that's still doable, and we try to make sure they talk for a period of time, but monitored. We make sure the talks are monitored. We create an avenue for them to talk. We have meetings and talk, have them talk to each other while I'm there, watching, and they ask questions from each other. So from asking questions and talking and exchanging ideas and information about each other, I'm the observer. I can tell if they have a connection or they have a chemistry or not. And I'm always watching out for my clients. So I'm going to let you know, okay, I think I know you to an extent, and I don't think this, person is good for you based on what you want, But sometimes, because, an adult is an adult, they want what they want, they tell me, oh, don't worry, Deborah, I want this man, I want him. It doesn't matter. Oh, maybe I changed my mind about this and that, and as the observer, I, kind of advise and let my clients know that based on your profile and what you want, I don't think this person fits into the picture. But because adults are adults, they'll tell you, some will say, oh, some will listen. To be honest, some will listen. But some will say, oh, don't worry about it. I changed my mind about that aspect of, my profile. I think I like him, So, and it's a case of adults to adults. After supervising them over time, we make sure they have like several sessions, maybe every 2 weeks for a start, then weekly, just to make sure they have enough time to think about whoever it is that they met or try to talk to on the sessions. Because it's just like, let me give you a brief of how it works. If you come to me for matchmaking, right, I interview you, I ask you, series of questions, try to get to know you personally, and I do the same for all others that I have on my profile, like waiting in line, to meet someone as well. So now I look at who I have that matches with, with whatever it is that you want in a partner that aligns. So I pick those people and I make sure you have a session with them from time to time. You talk to, as much as fits your profile. You talk to them over time. Then from there, you now begin to, like cut off some people and, till we find, that person that really suits you. Sometimes it's not 100% perfect match. But then, to an extent, maybe 80, 70, thereabout. So after doing the interview, we still give you time to still talk. It's not like we're going to share your contacts. No, that's not happening. So we're going to create an avenue for you to talk every 2 weeks for a start. Then even as at that time, I'm still engaging, individuals in trying to say, oh, what do you think about this person? So from time to time, it now becomes like a week. It now becomes few days, to see if, both of them are on the same page before, we now agree to, when my client is okay, I'm sure and certain about their person, then it's time for them to exchange numbers and they pick up from there. So I also offer wingman services where, you have me to talk to me anytime you're confused about, a situation in your relationship and maybe you just don't know what to do, you don't understand what's going on with your partner and all that. So I'm giving, the emotional support to both parties, and I'm always able to help to an extent, address whatever it is that's going on. And there was a case where I matchmade certain persons and they felt like they don't want me to know. They don't want me to be in the know anymore, and I'll respect, their boundaries. Yes, I'll respect their boundaries and, just stay clear. It's a different ball game being in an intercultural relationship with someone, because I do more of intercultural relationships, African American and Nigerians. So
Does that work?
yeah, it works a lot. There are lots of them that works, but it's based on personal preference and it's also based on intentions.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, because these two people are coming from different cultures and different backgrounds, they had issues along the way, and I don't know, one of the parties said they don't want me to be in the know anymore. I don't know why, but honestly, it's not safe, because why did you hire a private matchmaker? Why are you paying a private matchmaker when you have this person there that can actually help when you're having crisis in your relationship and can tell you, how you can understand your partner better. So I saw that as a red flag, and I wish, the other party, told me, okay, I know we said we don't want you in the know, but this and this and this is what's happening. Yes, because it got to a stage where the man in question paid for his flight ticket, paid for his visa, paid for the wedding, and the lady said she's not interested anymore. It got to that point, yes. It got to that point. So sometimes I think individuals should also understand that when you go to a private matchmaker, there's a reason why you're paying for that service. And you should also, as much as you want boundaries, you should also understand that the private matchmaker is on your side. He or she is on your team. They're watching out for you and trying to make sure that you get the best match and the best out of your partner. So
thank you so much for this elaborate response. There you have it. So it's not just paying the money and then going to relax. They have to follow through till you get your desired end product or end results. So now my next and last question. I'm so excited because I think this thing is something that a lot of us should try in 2025. There should be a ring on it. So my next and last question is, there are a lot of people that don't know what they want in a partner. They're just like, I want to meet someone that is sweet, that is kind, that is understanding. I want to have all the lovey-dovey and everything that it entails in being and falling in love and meeting your person. So what would you say that is important that you should have at the back of your mind? As much as you want to meet someone, you want to be in love, is it necessary for them to say, I want someone that is this, that is this, that is that? Is it a compulsory thing? There are some people that they really don't know what they want in a partner. There are people that don't know what they want. Yeah. They just want to meet, they'll say, I want to meet a good person. Is that enough? So what, as a matchmaker, what are those things that you ask your clients?
So if you want to hire a private matchmaker, you must know what you want. That's the first step. Know what you want. You can't come to a private matchmaker and not know what you want, because you don't know what you want. So how can a private matchmaker know what's best for you? Yes. So you need to know what you want. You need to be intentional. You need to be true. Be true to yourself as much as Be true to the person. Yes. Exactly, to be true to the person you're going to be matched with, and you should be expectant and keep an open mind. So we ask series of questions. There's a form that we have our clients fill. That there's a session that talks about your personal self. Tell us things about yourself, your job, your age. A lot of things about you, your height, and all that. And there's also a session that asks you questions about your, intended partner. What are you watching out for in a partner? So you see that you need to know what you want before you can be matched. Yeah. So there's that part that, ask you about your partner. Do you want them to have pets? Do you mind if they have kids? Where do you want them to come from? What religion? What height? And profession and all that. So those are the basic things we ask. So from that basic questions that we ask, after subscribing, then we can now have deep questions to ask our clients on personal grounds.
The request to be matched made with a client. Has any client come to you asking for a weird request?
Yes.
I need a lady that has a big bone, very musty, stuff like that. All those things that looks, to some people it looks so unserious, like this one is not serious, but I think that's what they want. So I think it's okay to want what you want. So is that, have you had some?
I don't think that request is weird, because we all want what we want, and for you to want to hire a private matchmaker, you know what you want already, and that's what we're going to try to give you. But I think one of the weird one I've had, it was someone that wanted an extremely dominant partner, that has to do with the extreme dominance. You know what I mean? And for me as an African, I'm not going to say it's not a thing, because it actually happens, right? But it's just that people shy away from things like that, and it's not widely accepted
Yeah.
in the society and all. But then, because we are Africans, we see as being weird. But I'm not going to say it's really weird though, because there are people that actually match,
Yeah.
with people like that, and it's really interesting. Really, really interesting. It was an interesting match.
Just to be nosy, did it work?
They're still, checking each other out.
Okay.
But even if it works, it's not going to be in the eye of the public,
Of course.
Yeah. So, but I believe it's looking good, and I believe it's going to work out eventually.
There we have it with the beautiful and precise response. But before we go and before we call it an end for this talk show, what would be your advice for anyone looking to be matchmake this 2025? What kind of expectation and mindset should they come with?
I'm going to advise every single person trying to find a partner to keep an open mind, be true to yourself, know what you want, and don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. And also, you can subscribe for my service, to find the right one for you. As much as I'm a distance relationship coach, I help people in distance relationship find a common ground. I provide emotional and mental support to people in distance relationship to be able to endure and survive the distance. I also do private matchmaking, like we've been discussing since morning. It's not all about settling. It's about settling with the right person for you, your perfect match. That's what I'm all about. And I also offer counseling sessions for singles. If you're single, you're searching, maybe you feel like you're the problem, or maybe you're going through something and you just don't understand, why you've not found a partner yet. I offer support sessions to help you understand certain things, and give you guidelines on how you can find your partner yourself. I can actually help with that. Now, if you've tried personal options, and you've run out of the patients, you can now consult my service as a private matchmaker. And I also offer wingman services. Either you're in a relationship, you are married to someone in a distance relationship, or you're married to someone here and you're having issues. You need someone to talk to, you need someone to hear you out, you need some tips and advice and all that. I'm here for you. I'm your wingman. I provide wingman services, and I'm here to hear you out. So I'm on Instagram, Distance and Relationships. I'm on Facebook, Distance and Relationships. My email, distanceandrelationships@gmail.com. And you can also send me a message on WhatsApp, 081 38773799. Please, if you're not intentional and you're not ready for business, please don't try to get in touch with me. Make sure you are ready. You really want a partner, and you really want the service of a private matchmaker before you get in touch with me. Thank you.
There you have it. Love yourself first so that you can give love to others. Thank you so much, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for the love, the comments from our last video. I feel encouraged. I feel empowered to do more. Thank you so much for this amazing views you've given, the shares, the likes, the comments. God bless you. Bye for now.